Welcome back students to the last part of the explanation video of the chapter Understanding Elementary Shapes. In this explanation video we are going to cover two important parts. That means there are two parts in this video which we will be understanding. Those two parts are quadrilaterals and polygon. So first of all we will be understanding on the topic of quadrilateral. We will be understanding what is called quadrilateral and what are the different types of quadrilateral. And then we will move on to the next part, which is polygon. Students, first you need to know what is called quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a simple closed geometrical figure, or you can say it's a four-sided polygon. That means if you draw any geometrical figure which has four line segments enclosing with each other, that can be said as quadrilateral. As you can see, A, B, C, D is a one quadrilateral where A, B, C and D are the vertices. Okay, AB, BC, CD, AD are the sides. Angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D are the four angles of this quadrilateral. One more thing you have to keep in your mind: for any type of quadrilateral, the sum of the four angles, angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D, is always equals to 360 degree. So students, if it is a parallelogram, if it is a rectangle, square, whatever, if it is a quadrilateral of any kind of, so the sum of the four interior angles will be equal to 360 degree. Now students, we will be understanding what are the different types of quadrilateral. Okay, so there are many types of quadrilateral. First is, let me write types of quadrilateral. So the first type is, let us discuss about rectangle. Okay, so there are many types of quadrilateral, like rectangle, square, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, isosceles trapezium, kite, etc. Okay, so there are many types of quadrilateral. First, let us discuss about rectangle. You need to know what are the different properties of rectangle. For that, let us consider this is a rectangle. Okay, this is a rectangle. So the first property is opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Second property is all angles are 90 degree. Okay, all the interior angles of this rectangle is 90 degree. Next property is the diagonals. You can see here, the diagonals are also equal. Next, the diagonals are equal, all angles are 90 degree, opposite sides are equal and parallel, and the next is diagonals bisect each other. That means this and this part will be same. Okay, and this part will be same. So this is suppose the point of intersection of the two diagonals. So this is equals to this one and this one is equal to this one. Okay, so these are the properties of rectangle. Now let us move on to the next type of quadrilateral, which is square. You can see suppose this is a square. So what are the properties of square? First of all sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. Next, diagonals are equal. Next, all interior angles are 90 degree. Next, diagonals bisect each other. Not only bisect, perpendicularly bisect. That means this part will be equal and these angles will be 90 degree each. So you can see here students very nicely. I am repeating once again. All angles are 90 degree, interior angles, all sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, diagonals are equal, and diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. That means these parts are same as well as angles between the diagonals is 90 degree. So these are the properties of square which you need to keep in your mind very nicely. Let us move on to the third type of quadrilateral, which is parallelogram. Parallelogram. So a normal parallelogram looks like this. Okay, let us give the name. So what are the properties of parallelogram? Keep in your mind, the most important property of parallelogram is that opposite sides are equal and parallel. This is the most important thing. Now you can think like rectangle also has opposite sides are equal and parallel. Square also has opposite sides are equal and parallel. I will discuss about rhombus after this. It also has opposite sides equal and parallel. So students, those are also one kind of parallelogram only. Okay, we can classify parallelogram into three major more classification. It means parallelogram can be subdivided into three more special types. That can be rectangle, square and rhombus. Okay, because the most important property of parallelogram is that opposite sides should be equal and parallel, and we see this same property is applicable in rectangle, square and rhombus also. So what I said, opposite sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. Next property, opposite interior angles are equal. Okay, angle A is equals to angle C and angle D is equals to angle B. Opposite interior angles are equal. But remember, diagonals are not equal. You can see this is so small. Okay, but you can see here this is quite big. So diagonals are not equal. But diagonals bisect each other. That means DO is equals to OB and AO is equals to OC. You may think like students, why I am giving here 4 marks and here 3 and here 2, here 1, because 1 and 1 mark I am using for indicating those sides are equal. Similarly 2 and 2 marks I am giving to indicate those two sides are equal. So basically if I have used already those marks, I cannot use it again. So that is the reason why I am using the 3 marks and then 4 marks. Okay. So this is a parallelogram. Diagonals bisect but not perpendicularly. Next is rhombus. A general rhombus looks like this. Okay, definitely students use scale and pencil whenever you are required to draw these figures, because these are the geometrical figures, appropriate it should be. So scale, pencil should be used. Okay, so let us give the name ABCD. Okay, so what are the properties of rhombus? All sides are equal, like square. All sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. Next, opposite angles are equal, just like parallelogram. Again, this angle will also be equal. Again, we will see that diagonal you will just see so big and this one is so small. So diagonals are not equal like parallelogram, but diagonals perpendicularly bisect each other. So this is 90 degree. These all are 90 and these parts are equal. Okay, so diagonals perpendicularly bisect each other. So keep in your mind, there are only 2 quadrilaterals where diagonals perpendicularly bisect each other. Those 2 quadrilaterals are square and rhombus. In kite also diagonals are perpendicular but they does not bisect. So in kite we cannot take this. Okay, so diagonals are perpendicular as well as bisect each other. It is only square and rhombus. Now let us move on to the next type of quadrilateral, which is trapezium. So let us draw a trapezium like this. This is the trapezium. Let us give a name. So what are the most important property? Trapezium has only one property, that is one pair of opposite sides are parallel. That means you can see here DC and AB are parallel. And other than this, there is no such property of trapezium. But there is one special type of trapezium. We call that as isosceles trapezium. This is a special type of trapezium because this property is also there in this, but it has one more extra property. You will understand it now. It generally looks like this. Okay, let us give a name. So the isosceles trapezium has the property one pair of opposite sides are parallel and the other pair of sides are equal. So you can see DC is parallel to AB and AB is equals to CB. Okay, so one pair of opposite sides are parallel, the other pair of sides are equal. Okay, so these properties there in this also, but it has one more additional property, which is one pair of opposite sides are equal also, but it is not here. So that is why it is called isosceles trapezium. As you know, in isosceles triangle also two sides are equal. Now the last type of quadrilateral is kite. A normal kite looks like this. Okay, so you can see this is a kite. What are the properties of kite? Let us give a name A, B. While giving the name, students, don't do mistake, because it should be in a cyclic order. It should not be like A, B, C, D. You should go in a very cyclic manner. Okay, so the properties of kite is adjacent sides are equal. Adjacent means in this sense, and here these adjacent sides are equal. This is the first and important property. Adjacent sides are equal. The next property is diagonals intersect perpendicularly. So you can see here diagonals are perpendicular to each other and one diagonal is bisected. That is DO equals to BO. Only one diagonal is bisected but not the other. As you can see, OA is never equal to OC. The next property is these two angles are equal. Okay, and you may also say this angle is also equal. So these are the properties of a kite. So students, we went through here all different types of quadrilateral. One thing I would like to add here, which is also very important for your proper concept, is that see, there are some quadrilaterals which may be included into the others. Like we may say square is a special type of parallelogram. Okay, we may also say rectangle is also one kind of parallelogram. We can also say rhombus is also one kind of parallelogram. So basically, parallelogram is a broader concept with that main characteristic: opposite sides are equal and parallel, which is there in all three of them: rectangle, square, and rhombus. So these are special type of parallelogram. You may also say that all rhombus, all square are rhombus, but all rhombus are not square, because all the properties of square are applicable for rhombus, but vice versa is not true. So these are some important things which you need to keep in your mind, and this flow chart, which will help you to remember these all things, is also given in your book itself. So you can go through the big book also to keep this in your mind very nicely, because only knowing about the different properties of the quadrilateral is not sufficient. You also have to know in a very broader concept that which quadrilateral is of which type. Okay, so now let us move on to the next topic, which is polygon. So students, now let us move on to the next part of this explanation video, which is based on polygon. Okay, so here we are going to discuss some basic terms related with the polygon. Students, first we need to know what is called polygon. A polygon is a simple closed figure which are formed with line segments, and those all line segments are joined with each other. Okay, for example, you can see here how many sides are there. There are total 4 sides. Let me give the name: A, B, C, D, E. So students, you can see it is a closed figure, okay, in which all the sides are a line segment and which are joined with each other. Okay, so this is a simple closed figure formed with line segments. You can see here there are total 5 line segments. So that means there are total 5 sides. So what are the sides? So sides are AB, BC, and so on. Okay, So AB, BC, CD, DE, EA, these are the sides. What are the vertices? Vertices are the corners, like A, you have B, then C, then D, and then E. These are the vertices. Okay. Next is, what are the diagonals? Okay, let me say you, diagonals means the line joining the line joining the non-adjacent vertices. Okay, the line joining the non-adjacent vertices. Non-adjacent vertices means the adjacent vertices means, first you understand, adjacent vertices means the vertices which are connected with each other with a line segment, or you can say the vertices which are very close to each other. Those are adjacent. So the non-adjacent will be, you can say A and C, you can say A and D. A and E are adjacent. So if you join these non-adjacent vertices like this or like this, so you can say AD or AC, these are the diagonals. Okay. So diagonal is the line segment joining the non-adjacent vertices. So what are the angles? You can see here there are 5 interior angles. Angle A, angle B, angle C, and so on. We have angle D and angle E also. So these are the different angles. So students, these basic part, these are the parts of a polygon which you need to understand. Sides, vertices, diagonals, angles, and adjacent sides, sorry, adjacent points at adjacent vertices that I have already said. The vertices which are very close to each other, which are just beside each other, those are adjacent vertices. So students, these are the important things. Now the next topic is giving a name to a polygon. Yes, definitely. I have already given you the name. You can see a name is A, B, C, D, and E, and it should be in a cyclic way. Okay, it should not be like A, B, C, D, E. It should not be like that. It should be in a very cyclic manner. You can start from any point. I have started A. I have given A here. I could have started from here also. A, B, C, D, E. That I can also do. Okay. So this is the way you can give the name. Now, so next topic is, there are basically 2 types of polygon. Okay. Concave polygon, actually on the basis of their interior angles. On the basis of their interior angles, there are 2 types of polygon. One is convex polygon and the other is concave polygon. So let me draw a figure, let me draw a polygon, you will understand it. This is also a polygon. You can see here, inside this polygon, all angles are less than 180 degree. You can see angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. All angles, each angle here is less than 180 degree. So this is convex polygon. But in concave polygon, what happens? It is like this. See, this is a concave polygon. Why? Because you can see one angle is a reflex angle here. So you can see all angles are less than 90, sorry, less than 180 or 90 whatsoever. But one angle here, interior angle is a reflex angle greater than 180 degree. So this will make this polygon as a concave polygon. So this is the basic difference between convex polygon and the concave polygon. Now next is, there are also on the basis of the sides. On the basis of the sides, there are again 2 kinds of polygon. Regular polygon and irregular polygon. On the basis of the sides, you have regular, irregular. Why I am saying on the basis of the sides? Because in regular polygon, what happens? All the sides are equal, like this. Okay, so here you can give the name first. You can see all sides are equal. Okay, these all sides are, if it is 3 centimeter, all will be 3 centimeter only. So since all sides are equal, we say these kinds of polygon are regular polygon. But if I draw like this, You see here, all sides are not equal. You can see all sides are not equal here. Okay, it may be 5 centimeter, it may be 4, it may be 4, it may be 3, it may be 6, it may be 2, whatever. So you can see all sides are not equal to each other. So we will say this is a irregular polygon. Okay, so this also you have to keep in your mind. Students, I am trying to explain you each and everything with respect to the polygon so that your basic concept is clear. Now let us move on to the next type. Actually, polygon can be formed with minimum 3 line segments. Okay, so the polygon cannot be formed if you have 2 line segments. So the least polygon is with the 3 line segments, and that is a triangle. Okay, so triangle is also one type of polygon with 3 sides. Next is quadrilateral with 4 sides. Then next is pentagon, like this. This is pentagon with 5 sides. Next is hexagon with 6 sides. So like next is with 7 sides. You have with 7 sides, 7-sided polygon is called heptagon or septagon, or you can say some, on many places it is said like heptagon also. In many books it is written like septagon, heptagon. Next is 8-sided polygon. 8-sided polygon can be octagon. 9-sided polygon is nonagon. 10-sided polygon is decagon. So students, you can see these are the different types of polygon depending upon the number of sides it has. So you can see the lowest is triangle, which has only 3 sides. Okay, and then you can go further towards 6 sides, 7 sides, 8, 9, 10 sides, and so on. So these are the different types of polygon. So students, these are the basic terms with respect to the polygon which you need to keep in your mind so that you can solve the exercise very properly. Students, I hope that you have all understood what I have explained today. This video was based on these 2 topics only, which is quadrilateral and polygon, and things which I have already discussed here in the video is very important for you all to understand, and then only you can solve your exercise very properly. So students, with this hope that you have all understood it very nicely, we end up our video here. Thank you.